Welcome back, dear students. So today we are going to start a very important topic from your chapter on direct and inverse variation. So basically today I am going to start exercise 10E. Okay, now in exercise 10E the formula that we are going to use are mentioned out here. Okay, so there's a person whose name is A, capital A. Now he does a piece of work in n days. That means he takes n number of days to complete the work. Okay, that means in one day, okay, see, if n days he completes the work. Now in one day how much work is done? It will be, in one day the amount of work done will be 1 by n. This is very important formula. Okay, and similarly we have got another formula, or rather I can call it just the opposite of this particular statement. That means if A does 1 by n part in one day, then he takes n days to finish the job. Okay, that's what is the meaning of this. Okay, now without further delay, let's see this problem. Question says A can do a piece of work in 10 days. Okay, so A can do a piece of work in 10 days. Okay, so this means, so let's see the solution. So if A can do a piece of work in 10 days, let's see A is 1 day work. Okay, so as I told you, if A can finish the work in n days, then A's 1 day work is going to be 1 by n, and n is the number of days to finish the work, and it is given to be 10. So that's why A's 1 day work will be 1 by n, which is 1 by 10. Also, and B in 15 days means what? It means that B can finish the very same work in 15 days. That means B's 1 day work is going to be 1 by n, but for B n is, that is number of days to complete the work, is 15. So that's why B can finish only this much part of the work. Okay, now this is the case if they work individually. Alright, now how long will they take to finish it together? Okay, so that's what the question is saying. Now if A and B finishes or works together, how long they will take to complete the work? That's what the question is asking. Okay, now they are asking you in how many days work will be done. That is, they are asking this, isn't it? A can finish the work in n days. Okay, but in place of A we have this time A and B, that is A plus B, right? Both, if A and B can finish the work in n days, that's what we have to find. Now for that, what we need to find is, we have to find how much work will be done in one day if they work together. Okay, so when A and B works together, okay, then A plus B, okay, so together if they work, A plus B is 1 day work is going to be, see here carefully. Now if A does 1 by 10 part in 1 day and B does 1 by 15 part in 1 day, that means if they work together in 1 day they are going to complete this plus this, isn't it? So that's why we have, this is the work done by A, and the work done by B is 1 by 15, isn't it? Okay, so your LCM, first and foremost you have to find the LCM, which turns out to be 30 here. Okay, so just do the simplification, divide 30 by 10, you get 3, so 3 plus 3 into 1 is 3, plus divide 30 by 15, you get 2, 2 into 1 is 2. So this is how much? This is 5 by 30, isn't it? So cancel this, so you get 5 1 is 5, 5 6 is 30, which is 1 by 6, isn't it? Now see here carefully. Now if A and B, okay, can finish 1 by 6 work in 1 day, okay, so it's like this only. Okay, so A plus B 1 day work is 1 by 6, then A plus B can finish the work in how many days? N days. So in place of n we have 6, isn't it? So that's why it's going to be, therefore A and B can finish the work in how many days? In exactly 6 days. So that's what is the answer for first question. Okay, so let's see question number 2 at the same time. So whatever is given, let's quickly note down. If A and B can do a piece of work in 6 and 2/3 days, okay, so A plus B can finish the work in 6 2/3 days, right? So let's convert this mixed fraction into improper fraction. 6 3s are 18, 18 plus 2 is 20/3 days, isn't it? So that means if A and B works together, they can finish the work in 20 and 3 days. Okay, now what is given here? B alone can do the work in 10 days, isn't it? Okay, see here carefully. Alright, so let's see what is the meaning of this. Now, if A and B can finish the work in these many days, then let's find A plus B's 1 day work, okay? So 1 day work is going to be, see here, if A can finish in 10 days, A's 1 day work is just reciprocal of 10, which is 1/10. B finishes the work in 15 days. So B's 1 day work is going to be reciprocal of 15, which is 1/15. Similarly, if A and B can finish the work in 20/3, then A and B's 1 day work is going to be the reciprocal of this, which is 3/20. Okay, so that means in 1 day, if they work together, they can finish only 3/20. Alright, now B finishes the work in 10 days, that's what is given. Okay, so therefore B's 1 day work, okay, so B's 1 day work is going to be how much? It will be the reciprocal of 10, which is 1/10. Okay, now if A and B work together, in 1 day they can finish this much. But if B works alone, then B's 1 day work is going to be this much. Now, if I ask you what will be, therefore, what will be A's 1 day work? If I ask you this, what you need to do? See, if they work together, they can finish this much. If B works alone, he can finish in this much or this much part. So that's why if I ask you, okay, so if A and B works for this much, and if B takes only this much, then if I ask you to find what is A's contribution, what do you need to do? From together, okay, from together we obtain this much. Okay, so from this we have to remove how much part is done by B, and how much part is done by B? It is 1/10. So if I remove this, how much ever we get, okay, so let's see how much we get. So LCM is 20, so we get 3 minus 2, so we get 1/20. So that means this much is left, right? So this is the part which is done by A in 1 day. Okay, this is the thing that you need to remember. So therefore, if A can finish, if A's 1 day work is 1/n, which is 1/20, therefore A can finish the work alone in how many days? 1/n, right? So if it is 1/n, then he finishes the work in n days, that is 20 days. Okay, so this is my another answer. So you may pause the video and note down the solution. Now let's observe question number 3, which says A can do a piece of work in 15 days. Okay, so let's quickly see the solution of this. So if A finishes the work in 15 days, let's find what is A's 1 day work. Okay, so A's 1 day work is going to be, so it will be 1/15. The reciprocal of 15 is 1/15. Now it is given that B in 20 days. That means if B finishes the work in 20 days, then B's 1 day work is going to be equals to 1/20, isn't it? So now it is said if they work together. Okay, so let's see, if they work together, then it will be A plus B. So let's see what will be A plus B's 1 day work. Now if you compare this problem with the first one, A plus B's 1 day work is going to be, we have to add the contribution of A, which is 1/15, to the contribution of B, which is this much, right? Okay, now quickly solve this. Okay, so LCM turns out to be 60. Divide 60 by 15, you get 4. So 4 into 1 is 4 plus, now divide the 60 by 20, you get 3. 3 into 1 is 3, right? So this becomes 7 by 60. Alright, now see here very carefully. Okay, now if A and B finishes this much part of the work in one day, they have worked here for 4 days, isn't it? So let's find how much work will be done in 4 days. See, in one day they can finish together this much work. So therefore A and B 4-day work, okay, because they have worked for 4 days work. So since they have worked for 4 days, so that's why let's see how much work is done. So it will be, see, earlier in one day if they have finished 7 by 60, in 4 days they are going to finish more work. So more work means you have to multiply with 4 here. Okay, now do the cancellation. So you get 7 upon 15 here. Okay, now one thing that you need to note is this entire work. Suppose if I want to finish this entire work is denoted as 1. Okay, this is one work, isn't it? This is my one work. So therefore question says what fraction of the work will be left. Okay, now I want to finish this entire work, which is called as 1, isn't it? But I have finished in 4 days. Okay, together they have finished only this much part. So how much is left? From 1 I have to remove this. Okay, so therefore I can say that my remaining work, okay, so the remaining work is going to be, so this is my entire work. So from here we have finished just 7 by 15, isn't it? Okay, so you know, here I can write 1 in the denominator. The LCM is 15. 15 divide 15 by 1, you get 15. 15 into 1 is 15, minus divide 15 by 15, you get 1. 1 into 7 is 7. So when you subtract, you get your answer to be 8 by 15. So this much part will be left now. Okay, this much part of the work will be left. This is my answer. Let's see another question now. Okay, so question says A and B working together can mow a field in 56 days. Okay, so it is given that A and B means A plus B, right, can mow a field in 56 days, right? Now with the help of C means when C also joins, they could have mowed it in 42 days. That means A and B are already there, right? Now if C joins, then A plus B plus C together they can mow the field in how many days? 42 days. Okay, now that means basically A and B can finish a work in 56 days. Okay, and with the help of C, that means A, B and C, if they try to finish the work, same work, they finishes that work in 42 days. So let's see what will be A and B's 1 day work. 1 day work. So it's gonna be equals to 1 by 56, isn't it? Because A and B can finish the work in 56 days. So that's why A and B's 1 day work will be the reciprocal of 56, which is 1 by 56. Okay, now similarly let's see what will be A plus B plus C's 1 day work. Okay, now if you know, if they work together, if these 3 people work together, they finishes the work in 42 days. So that's why if they work only for 1 day, they can finish just the reciprocal of this, which is 1 by 42 part. Okay, now let's find C's 1 day work, because the question is asking how long would C take by himself. Okay, that means if C works alone for that work, how much work will be done. Now if you see here this contains the contribution of A, contribution B and contribution of C, and if you look at this, it contains only contribution of A and contribution of B. So let's see what will be the contribution of C only, okay, in 1 day. So C's 1 day work is gonna be equal to, so here we have all the 3, okay. So from all the 3 I'm going to remove just A and B, and A and B's 1 day work is 1 by 56, isn't it? Okay, now let's find the LCM. So if you find the LCM, you will have 42 and 56 out here, okay. So let's divide with 2. So when you divide with 2, you get 21, 28 out here, again with 7, okay. So 7, 3 here, 4, okay. So just multiply all these, you get 168, okay. So divide 168 by 42, okay. So you get 4, okay. So when you multiply this one, this is 42 into 4 is 168. So that means 168 divided by 42 gives you 4. So 4 into 1 is 4, minus, similarly divide this by 56, you get 3. So 3 into 1 is 3. So basically how much is this? This is 1 by 168. That means if C's 1 day's work is this much, therefore C takes, now if C finishes only this much part in 1 day, then C takes the reciprocal of this, right? Remember formula number 2. So using formula number 2, it will be C takes 168 days to complete the work, and your work is to mow a field, right? So to mow the field, C takes 168 days to complete the work, okay. So this will be my answer for this particular question. Now today we'll do only this much. Your homework is question number 4, okay. Kindly try this and submit it to me. Thank you very much.